加州财政部长马世云访问南加州的讲话。中华商报视频报道，加州第34任财政部长马世云最近访问了南加州部分中小企业，开办讲座，介绍加州政府和联邦政府资助中小企业的各种项目。以下为4月23日他在 Temecula 参观乔氏庄园聚会和讲座时的讲话内容。
So I was born and raised in New York and moved to California after undergraduate and started my professional career with one of the big 8 accounting firms, Ernst & Whinney. Some of you, that's how old we are, right? Now there's only 4. I stayed 5 years and quit and started my own practice at the age of 28 and became president of the Asian Business Association. So that's how I started in public service, going to City Hall in San Francisco, going to Sacramento, going to Washington, D.C. And I started to understand that we need to be at the table. Politicians are making decisions about budgets and money allocations and also policy. And if we are not there, we're going to lose out. It took me 8 years to actually run for office because my parents did not want me to give up being an accountant to run for politics. Finally, they said, okay, you should get your MBA. So I had my bachelor's in accounting, my master's in taxation, and an MBA. And then they said they wanted me to get married since I'm the oldest, so I got married. And then finally, I'm 35 years old, and I said, Mom and Dad, just let me try. Let me try to run for office. And they said, okay, we love you. If you don't win, you can go back and be an accountant, and we're gonna move to Las Vegas. And so they left, and I was able to run for the San Francisco Board of Supervisors in 2002. Back then, it was considered the Chinese seat, District 4, Sunset District. So I ran against 7 other people. I managed to win 20 years ago, 2002. Out of 11 members, I was the only Asian member on the board and only the second woman back then. I stayed 4 years and then ran for the state assembly where I served as majority whip and then speaker pro tem for my last 2 years out of 6 years. Then I didn't have a seat to run for, so I got termed out and I became a consultant and went back and did taxes, but then I ran for the State Board of Equalization, the tax board. Many of you who have a business, you sell a product, you deal with the State Board of Equalization, and then now I am the state treasurer. So 20 years later, my parents are finally happy and not loving me to go back to accounting, but I have kept my CPA license up to date since 1992. So I still do 80 hours of continuing professional education every 2 years, so I can use those 3 letters, so that makes my parents happy. And now as the 4th largest economy, the treasurer, the banker, I sell all the bonds, fund and finance affordable housing, public transportation, hospitals, schools, green energy, advanced manufacturing. I oversee 4 savings programs for college education, retirement, people with disabilities, and also a new program for kids that lost a parent due to COVID, as well as long-time foster youth. And then I sit on CalPERS, CalSTRS, California Earthquake Authority, California Housing Finance Authority. So essentially anybody who needs and wants money, come see me. So this is a very happy job. I feel very comfortable in this position because I've been around a long time. I know where the pockets of money are. I know who to call if there are problems. And so I spent a lot of time going around trying to support small businesses. We've done about 200 plus small business seminars, Daniel and Ling, during COVID. I also go around to different parts of the state to try to develop more jobs. So when people want to come from, let's say, China, they say, oh, we have a manufacturing company, where should we locate? And then I go about trying to figure out where the best location is, the most friendly one, right? People who want certain industries and jobs, and so I spend a lot of time doing that. And And so I'm just very proud that California is now the 4th largest economy. We work very closely together with Governor Newsom and the whole team and the legislature to make sure that we don't get caught up in what's happening at the federal level in other states. We need to protect our own people. There are states right now that are proposing laws that will ban Asians from buying property, okay? In this day and age, in 2023, states are proposing that legislation. That will never happen here in California. Because we pride ourselves in our diversity, our large immigrant population, our entrepreneurs, people who want to get things done, live the American dream. That's what we're all about here in California. So I thank all of you for all of your contributions. Thank you to the Shao family for all they do. I can't wait to hear the Shao brothers sing a little bit, help James produce and make his dream come true of making Tenor by Night a movie. And I just love your spirit, your can-do attitude, your happy, positive, attitude toward life, and just, you're living the American dream, and you appreciate it, and you love California like I do, so thank you. First off, it's amazing to be with the Chow family singers. When they were singing Edelweiss, right? Sound of Music is my favorite movie, and so they always said, the Von Trump family singers, and they would come up. So it's amazing that so many talented people, right? It's kind of in their genes. So my mother was an artist. She was a very talented artist and taught high school art for 20 years. I also had to play the piano, starting from when I was young, right? My brother, my sister and I. However, I didn't really get that artistic side. So I had a tiger dad. So my dad wanted me to go into business to make money. And so that's why I'm an accountant. But my passion is actually in the arts and supporting the arts. This Saturday in San Francisco, I'm going to be leading a fashion show to raise money for 3 charities in San Francisco, and the Chow brothers are going to actually come and sing in my fashion show. So it's a great collaboration where we can share our passion, raise money for different causes, and really just give back, right? Doing what we love to do. So thank you to the family. Ling and Daniel and I have been doing a lot of webinars over the past 2-3 years during COVID because I started out as a small business owner. That's how I started in public service, being the president of a small business association. And I realized firsthand, I'm the oldest daughter of immigrant parents, came to this country, and a lot of us that come here for the American dream have to start a small business because we cannot practice or do what we were trained to do in our mother country. And so starting a small business is how we start. But it is difficult because a lot of the literature, the information, the phone numbers are not in our language. And so we found that during COVID, most of our underserved API communities got no money through COVID. Any of you get money? Anybody get a grant? See, no. Why? Is because unless you know up front, people are telling you that, hey, this is coming, you need to prepare, you need to log in, register. Then when the money comes, it's usually competitive. And then once they say, okay, we're opening it up, competitive, the money went like this in minutes, okay? Because everyone's competing. So that's why we teamed up together to do these small business webinars. Some of them are for veterans, some of them are for nonprofits, some of them are for women, right? Because there's so many resources out there. But Daniel talked about some of them from the U.S. Small Business Administration. They have a lot of loan programs, and they actually hired them to do outreach to all of us because the government and many of us said we did not get our fair share of resources. And so that's why filling out this sheet is important so that the government knows that They're doing their job. We're trying to do our job to make sure we get the resources out. The federal government gave us $27 billion during COVID. Some of it we did roll out, some of it is still coming, like this restaurant revitalization grant, where people are now, we're trying to help those industries and communities that did not get access and are still struggling post-COVID. So I'm going to give you out a 3-pager so you don't have to write them down right now, so that some of them have the links and the phone numbers. But one of the big programs the federal government is supporting is $1 billion in loan loss reserves and loan loss guarantees, so that participating lenders will lend out the money knowing that the state is going to backstop. Meaning, if you borrow money and somehow you don't pay it back, the state is going to pay it back. So therefore, it's no risk to the lenders. So we have a number of CDFIs, community banks that are part of our program that want to lend you money. So please let us know if you need some extra money, then we can connect you, help you fill out the application, or connect you with those lenders who are looking to lend in this.
What are those terms on the money usually for the loan?
They all are different.
All kinds of different.
They're all different, yeah, depending on.
They don't want your firstborn child.
No, because the state is going to pay back.
Right.
So the rate should be more competitive than the big financial institutions, because you try to get a loan right now, forget it,
Yeah.
right? So that's what this program is, and it's called the SSBCI, the Small Business Credit Initiative 2.0. Okay, I have.
Is it a federal program or state program?
It's a federal program that gives $1 billion to California. Half of it goes to my agency for small business loans. Half of it goes to the IBank under the governor's office. So we have a kind of similar but a little bit different program. Loan loss reserves. I'm kind of the lender of last resort, and then the IBank has loan loss guarantee. So they're kind of one step up from me. So those of you who have credit issues, have had difficulties getting access to money, please reach out to us. We also have Go Green financing programs. If you want to save money on your electrical or water bills, we have very competitive programs for your home, your business, as well as for multi-family buildings. So that is called Go Green financing, and it's very easy. The participating lenders, you'll get contractors, you interview your contractor, then you'll get the money to be able to retrofit your lights, maybe your insulation, your air conditioning, your heating systems. And so this has been a really great program and very, very popular. Let's see. We also have a number of disaster relief programs. If you were impacted by the storms that happened around the state, we have a number of different storm-related programs. If you are looking to hire people, the California Workforce Development Board actually will help you train and pay and recruit for more workers, because we know a lot of people are having a hard time getting people to come to work, right? So that's the purpose of the California Workforce Investment Board. If you're a nonprofit and you're in the performing arts business, there are also still grants up to $75,000 for nonprofit performing arts, meaning dance, singing, comedy, right? Things that, shows that used to be open, but then COVID hit and they had to close. And so there's still up to $75,000 in grants, free money. Cal Kids, I know there's some people that cater toward families and young people. So for every newborn born in this state after July 1st, 2022, they will have anywhere from $25 to $100 given to them in an account in their name that is going to grow, so that when they turn 18 and go to college or enter a certified apprenticeship program, this money will be available for them. We don't want our next generation to go into high student loan debt. So the sooner you sign up these newborns, the faster they'll get into the program, their money will grow. This is free money for them. For any 1st through 12th grader on free and reduced lunch, they would have $500 in their own name. So we already know who they are because we work with the records, the vital records agency. So it's already in their name, but the parent or guardian has to go and register. This is under calkids.org. And once they register their child, that $500 will be in their name, and that money will grow until they turn 18. If they are a foster youth, they'll get another $500, and if they are a homeless youth, they'll get another $500. So that could be $1,500 in free money for these children. So Governor Newsom and the legislature has really doubled down and trying to uplift our next generation to make sure our kids don't live in poverty, they're not starving, right? They're not gonna go into high student loan debt if they want to improve their lives. So they've invested a lot of money. I also have a new program. If a child lost a parent or a guardian to COVID, they will also get free money. And if they are a longtime foster youth, they will also get money in their account. So this is free money from the state of California, and again, they have to register for these programs. Small business owners, right? You want to provide the best healthcare and retirement, but it is costly. So if you're a small business owner and you don't provide any retirement plan at your work, send them to me at Cal Savers, and then we will open an account for them, and then they will start saving money. And once they do that, you have no legal or fiscal accountability after that. These accounts stay with the employee, whether they leave your firm, they move, they quit, they whatever, this stays with them. So it's similar to a Roth IRA account. So you will hear more about that because if you hire one or more employee, in 2 years, you will have to register them with my program, Cal Savers. So you don't have to start your own retirement plan. You just have to register, upload your roster with us, and then that's all your responsibility. Home ownership, mortgage, for those that are struggling still and have a mortgage, there are mortgage relief programs. And then for any veterans in the room, or friends of veterans, I issue the bonds for the Veteran Home Loan Program. So if you're a veteran, it is easy to apply for down payment assistance so that you can buy a home. It doesn't have to be a first home, it could be a second home, a third home, so it's not only for first-time home buyer programs. We did also launch a new program for free down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. This is called the Dream for All program. It was so popular that it closed after 2 weeks. So many people were like, what happened? Like, I just heard about it. So the legislature, because it is so popular, I think we will be putting more money into it. So again, this is free money up to 20% down payment, no fees up front, and the state will recoup the money when the homeowner sells the property or refinances after the second time.
What's the maximum?
It depends on the region, so it's 20% of the appraised value or 20% of the cost of the home, whichever is less. But this is, again, free money, but it was so popular, so many people applied, all the realtors, I think, pushed everybody, and by the time it opened after 2 weeks, they said we have to close it and go through all the applications because we're done pretty much. So hopefully we'll get more money for that program. And then let's see, for taxes, most of the state faced flooding issues. And so most of the taxpayers in California have until October 15th to file and pay their taxes. There are a lot of people who are scamming. So they may call you and say, oh, we see you didn't pay your taxes by April 15th. You need to call us or we're gonna come and arrest you. Government will never call you and threaten to arrest you. We will never call and ask for your social security number or your bank account or your credit card. Okay, so people are calling asking, oh, we just want to verify you're a Bank of America customer and we just want to make sure that this is you. Give us your social security number. Don't do it. Don't do it. You just say, who are you? What's your number? Let me call you back. I'm very busy right now. And then you can call our office or call Daniel and Link to check whether this is a scam. There's a lot of letters that are coming out that look professional, right? That know your name, they know your property, they know that you pay property taxes. Then they're gonna send you a letter saying, oh, you missed your property tax payment, and then you get all worked up, and if you wanna, fix it, you need to call us right away. Lots and lots of scams. We do not do that from government. So just beware and check with us before you get, caught up in these scams. And then at the end of my 3-pager, if you have any questions, ask Fiona at treasure.ca.gov. I have one person, that's all she does is answer constituent emails, phone calls, text messages. We will try to help you directly or connect you with that agency. So if you did not get your benefit check, if you did not get your middle class refund, the tax board is sending you a notice you don't know about, just please reach out to us. So we look forward to partnering with you. If you have any questions, please just send us an email. And then, again, we want to make sure that you're successful, that you have access to the resources as soon as we know. And then you can always follow me on Twitter at Fiona Ma, and that's where I post most of the loan, the grant programs that are coming, interesting articles, things you should know about. And again, thank you all for coming out today. Thank you to the Chow family for an amazing 2 days. I was at their warehouse yesterday. I am just very happy to know you and your family and your friends. This is, have been wonderful 2 days. So thank you, and I look forward to working with you and all of you.
以上是马世云财长的讲话内容。马世云作为加州第34任财政部长，于2018年11月6日首次当选，赢得了比历史上任何一位财政部长候选人都多的选票，高达7825587票，并于2022年11月8日再次当选。她是第一位有色人种女性，也是第一位女性注册会计师 CPA， 担任该职位。州财政部办公室成立于1849年，根据加州宪法设立，为学校、道路、住房、回收和废物管理、医院、公共设施和其他改善居民生活的重要基础设施项目提供融资。作为加州主要理财专家，马世云负责监督和确保加州内超过3万亿美元的银行交易具备透明度和合规性。加州已经超过德国成为世界第4大经济体，这离不开马世云财长的重要贡献。他管理着超过2000亿美元的投资组合，其中一大部分属于2200多个地方政府。同时，他也是所有州债券的销售顾问，承担着数十亿美元的州债务受托管理工作。作为一名负责任的财政管理者，马世云致力于确保政府的投资组合、账户以及州政府盈余资金的透明度和监督。感谢您的观看，给中华商报投稿，请发电邮，电邮地址在本视频的右下方。